block. Respectable's probably the right word. Respectable, but still poor. I can see the railroad tracks from the top of the rise behind the house. I can hear the trains go by at night. Should I get sick or hurt, maybe lose a couple of months' pay, I'll be recrossing those tracks. Me and Charlie both. If I hadn't gotten married, I would have started nursing school 2 years earlier. I still don't understand why Sean picked me, because there were plenty of girls in the neighborhood who would have jumped at the chance to wear his ring. But pick me he did, always charming, always considerate. My girlfriends warned me, Sean's playing you, Git. When you're not around, he calls you his redneck. It's supposed to be a joke, but it doesn't sound like a joke. If you marry him, he'll own you. Par for the course, I didn't listen to a word. I married Sean at age 19 and had my reception in the back room of a roadside bar. So yeah, I was young and soft, a little girl looking for a daddy, any daddy. But, give me credit, I hardened in a hurry. Sean used his fists to enforce his ownership rights, fists and threats. That ended on the afternoon I shot him with the Glock he kept in a night table drawer. The bullet grazed his ribs, but I'd been aiming at his head, and Sean knew it. He turned and fled, through the door, up the street, and out of my life, leaving the Glock and his unborn child behind. My daughter, Charlotte on her birth certificate, but Charlie everywhere else, was born 8 weeks later, a few days after my 20th birthday. And not in prison. Sean never went to the hospital, or the cops. We don't, people like us. Charlie became the focus of my life when the delivery nurse laid her in my arms and said, "Say hello to your daughter." I felt nearly destroyed at the time. I'd been in labor for hours, my head was throbbing, and the stink rising from my armpits was thick enough to light with a match. Charlie cut through all that bullshit. I knew exactly what I had to do. Knew that my own life was down the tubes if I fucked this up. My job was to love Charlie, to care for her, to protect her, to raise her until she didn't need any more raising. My job was to give my daughter more than I ever had, to give her a chance. I want Charlotte to move up. I want her to live in a neighborhood too far away from the tracks to hear the trains pass. But that takes money. Sean contributes a few bucks every month, enough to prevent his arrest, not enough to make a difference in Charlie's life. So it's on me, my daughter's fate, and I'm holding my own, now that I've sworn off men. These days I generally make do with a vibrator and my imagination, but there are still times, no lie, when I really need an outing. The word libido didn't enter my vocabulary until I was 20. That's because the only word used on my end of the food chain is horny. Truth to tell, I'm horny most of the time, and like I said, I usually take care of it by myself. It's only every couple of months when I reach the point where I have to have a man. That's where this story begins, the last link in a chain that marks the days since I swore to go it on my own. Chapter 2. Git. Mom sits on the edge of the bed, an unlit cigarette propped between her fingers. She'll have to go outside to smoke it. I'm sitting in an office chair with a wicker seat and back, staring into a mirror propped on my vanity. There's no reason to hurry. It's not 7 o'clock yet, and prime outing hours don't begin until after 10 on Saturday. I chose Saturday because it's my only night off. "I think the green dress," Mom tells me. "Not the black? The black makes your ass look flat." My rented home is a 3-bedroom house on Booth Lane with a kitchen, a living room, and a 2 small bathroom we have to share. There's me, Git O'Rourke, and Charlie, who's 8, and also my mother, Celia Graham. Charlie's in her own room now, watching a television I can hear through the drywall. Mom and I are alone. I'm not exaggerating when I say that my mother put the trash in trailer trash. Cross-addicted to whatever.